Good evening, Dr. Counsel, guests, and my fellow classmates. My name is Terrell Richardson. Women are often victimized in the confines of their own home by the people who they love and trust. I am here today to inform you of the many reasons why women choose to stay in domestically violent relationships instead of seeking and leaving for help. I selected this topic because it has not only been a problem in the media for the past couple of months, but it is also a crisis that occurs in the households and everyday women. Women remain in domestic violent relationships because of situational, emotional, and personal factors. One of those factors is that the woman may choose to keep her family together no matter what, meaning she is willing to go through emotional and physical abuse just to keep her family together. She may have grown up in a one-parent family where though she witnessed how it is growing up without another parent around. So she wants it different for what it is now. She may also believe that the abuser will change. When they meet someone, they get this one idea about them, and then as time go on and the abuse gets more and more, they may feel that in time that person that they first met will come back and everything will be like it was when they first met. She may also think that things will get better, even though the evidence shows differently. Evidence meaning you can see the abuse that's been going on throughout her life, and she tries to portray that it's not, that the abuse isn't affecting the relationship, but everyone knows that it clearly is. She also may feel guilt about the whole situation, to as though if the abuser leaves her because of something that he doesn't like, she may feel guilt about the whole situation and fall under the impression that it was something that she did in order to cause the whole chaos or whatever. She may also be exhausted and may just be too tired to just get up and leave the relationship. She may have went through that much in her life to where though now she just sees that things will never change, and without that person in her life, she really doesn't feel like there really would be no purpose. So that makes her depressed. According to Murphy Milano's book, Getting Away from Domestic Violence and Staying Safe, women are only successful at leaving violent relationships if they really have the desire to want to get out. Basically meaning, if the woman hasn't decided to herself that what she wants, if she hasn't decided that she wants something better in her life and she isn't ready to move on, then basically she's just going to stay in the same type of cycle that she's been living for the past couple of years. And that's good for no one because history repeats itself, but the abuse shouldn't repeat itself. Sometimes women, they fall under the spell that they want to be loved by a man, and they want to be in a committed relationship. And by them being in a committed relationship, by them being in a committed relationship, they're willing to accept the abusive behaviors of their partner. Basically, I think this is the cause of the media portraying that it's okay for men to hit women, and women accept it as thinking that that's the way of a man showing their affection to them, that they really care about them because they abuse them. But according to Brown and Bulander's article, Relationship Violence in Young Adulthood, they define the term relationship commitment as the intensity with which one desires to maintain the current relationship. So if that one person, still loves the abuser, then it's nothing that, someone outside the relationship can say to make her think different about what's going on. She also may get the companionship idea that this is her ideal soulmate, which is that she doesn't she doesn't want anyone but the person that she's going through this now. They may also have a long history together. You know, we're talking more than 3 years, 3 to 5 years of love and blessed, and now it's just taking the toll that every relationship takes. So she may think that, you know, this is normal, and in time things will get better. With all the abuse that has occurred in her life, she may also have a low self-esteem, and with that low self-esteem, that just basically lets her accept anything that goes on, and low self-esteem leads to depression, and depression leads to just, you know, sitting around doing nothing about it, and that's good for no one. Here I have the battered woman cycle, and in this battered woman cycle, it shows the complete phases of what women go through in abusive relationships. As the cycle is repeated, the violence, you know, usually increases frequency and severity. You know, basically, the first phase is the tension phase, and this is known as the egg. It feels like the woman is walking on eggshells because she's always on high alert. Like, you know, she never knows, nothing is never right in this phase. Like, she never knows what, you know, what to predict. She always trying to do, you know, anything to please her husband so, you know, the abuse doesn't stop. And with this phase, you know, it then leads to the violence phase. And the violence phase, this is the episode where the crime occurs. Because, you know, some people who actually abuse their women, they think that it isn't a crime because they're in a relationship, but this is, you know, when the verbal abuse, emotional, and sexual abuse occurs in the violence phase. And after that, it goes on to the honeymoon phase. And this is the phase where the man is usually, you know, showers the woman with gifts, you know, he tells her he's sorry, you know, he'll go to counseling, he'll change, he'll try to be a better person, and, you know, the women, they soon fall under that spell and never get out of the relationship. And usually, the more times that, you know, in the cycle, it's completed, it takes to complete. What I'm trying to say is that women who don't get out of abusive relationships, they tend to fall through this cycle repeatedly, and the violence just gets worse and worse. Like, it may turn into a beating one time, but then the next time it may turn into a man putting a knife to your throat. You know, like, you never know what could occur. According to Michael G. Connor's website titled about domestic violence against women, women are more likely to kill their abuser during the tension phase. And this is the phase, you know, that I showed you earlier. And basically this is the reason because all of the tension is being built up, and she's already experienced, you know, the violence, and she really doesn't, you know, want to continue. So she's more likely to cut it, you know, like that, you know, just end it, just like that. And well, women, they remain in abusive relationships for many reasons, including the lack of self-esteem and wanting to be loved. They often go through this battered woman cycle, until they choose to get killed or get out of the relationship. Thank you for your time.